Faith versus Works, Understanding Where They Meet. Welcome back to ChatBot Theology. Today, we're talking about a topic that often confuses and burdens believers, the balance between faith and works. Many well-meaning people, even those who know the way, wrestle with the fear that they're not doing enough or that a single failure will erase all their progress. But what does the Bible actually say about faith and works, and how can we live with the freedom that God intends? Are we saved by faith or by what we do? Paul addresses this head-on in Ephesians 2, 8-9. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not your own doing. It is the gift of God, not a result of works, so that no one may boast. Our salvation isn't something we can earn. It's a gift, pure and simple, given out of God's love and grace. We aren't accepted by God based on how well we perform, but because of his mercy and what Jesus did on the cross. When we put our faith in Jesus, we're trusting him to cover our shortcomings, not trying to fix ourselves to be good enough for God. Faith is the foundation of our relationship with God, a belief in his goodness, mercy, and the promise that he is transforming us from the inside out. So, do our actions matter? While we're not saved by works, our actions still hold meaning. James reminds us in James 2:17, so also faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. This isn't a contradiction. It's a call to let our actions reflect our faith. Works are the evidence, not the basis of our faith. If we trust God, our lives will naturally begin to align with his will, and our actions will show that transformation. Think of works as a natural response to the grace we've been given. When we receive God's love, we're empowered to love others, serve generously, and live with compassion. It's not about proving our worth, it's about expressing the faith that's alive within us. When we stumble, what then? Everyone stumbles. Even the early believers wrestled with this tension between faith and falling short. In Romans 7:19, Paul shares, "For I do not do the good I want, but the evil I do not want is what I keep on doing." Paul himself struggled with staying perfectly on track, yet he didn't let failure drive him to despair. Why? Because his faith was in God's grace, not his ability to be perfect. It's essential to remember that we're on a journey. Proverbs 24:16 tells us, "For though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again." Falling doesn't mean we've lost everything. God's mercy invites us to stand back up and continue in faith. One misstep doesn't erase the work God has done in us. His grace is there, even when we feel we've messed up beyond repair. Why faith gives us the freedom to keep going. Faith frees us from the cycle of shame and striving because it anchors us in God's work, not our own. Hebrews 4:16 encourages us, "Let us then with confidence draw near to the throne of grace, that we may receive mercy and find grace to help in time of need." Instead of hiding in guilt or feeling defeated, faith allows us to turn back to God, who understands and welcomes us with open arms. In Galatians 5:1, Paul reminds us it is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Faith isn't a burden, it's a source of liberation. God's forgiveness isn't conditional on us doing better. It's a gift that lets us live joyfully, empowered by his Spirit to walk a new path. Faith and works working together. The beauty of faith and works is that they're not in competition. Faith brings us close to God, and works flow from that closeness. Jesus says in John 5:5, "I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing." As we abide in Jesus, our lives begin to produce the fruit of that relationship, like love, patience, kindness, and self-control. So faith and works are meant to work together. Our actions are a living testament to our faith, but they're not what saves us. God's grace gives us the freedom to live without fear, knowing we're held in his hands no matter how many times we fall. Understanding the balance between faith and works can release us from endless cycles of shame and striving. We're not called to prove ourselves worthy. We're called to trust in God's grace and let that grace shape our lives. When we stumble, we don't lose everything. We simply turn back, receiving his mercy and continuing forward. Our faith is the foundation, and our works are the outflow. Together, they create a life that reflects the love and freedom we've found in Jesus. Let's walk this path in peace, knowing that his love is more than enough. Thanks for listening. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment, and don't forget to like and share.